Maybe you should hold the camera so I could two-hand it.
You're gonna two-hand her? Wow. This is hard.
It doesn't fit into that. Can we switch and maybe you let me do it?
Hang on. I got it now. Am I gonna selfie it?
No, you're gonna film.
Oh. Oh, I touched something there.
Don't touch it.
You don't touch it.
Am I not allowed to be in the vlogs? You're gonna have to selfie yourself carrying a bin.
That's not what I wanted to do.
Honey, can I just help you with this?
Go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
Okay, do you have the, honey?
What?
I just want you to hold this.
I have it. I literally have it. My whole body's spinning it.
All right, just let me do it. Stop touching stuff. Don't.
I would rather look at you. Oh, I'm so sweet.
Let me touch.
You've got to be kidding me. You need to take a break already?
I was gonna turn around because you're making me feel weird. You walking backwards holding an 80-pound snapping turtle?
She's not 80 pounds. She's 72. Yeah,
It's not lined up, is what I'm trying to tell you. Don't let me trip. Wait, what if we did this sideways?
Oh, yeah.
I'll go this way.
This is Iris. She's a very special tortoise. Her species is a Texas tortoise, and she was found walking around in Colorado years ago after it looked like she was hit by something like a hammer. Well, Iris is gonna get a forever brand new home today. All right. So before we get started with all the excitement, I'm gonna give Iris a little bath here and let her get cleaned off because she's really, really dusty. This is gonna be so awesome. I can't wait to get started with her new home. But what we have to do first, if you guys remember, the whole end of 2023 was snapping turtle rescue after snapping turtle rescue here at GST. And if you recall, Janet, who was the second really massive and obese common snapping turtle we took in, she has actually fooled us, much like Unit did, to where she has proven to be extremely, extremely strong, and there seems to be no atrophy with her muscles. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take her outside right now and release her into a pond.
I can help you walk. Are you sure you don't need help getting her out of there?
I might get bit, I might get wet. She has really calmed down because it's nice and cool in here. Let's see, are you gonna fight me? Oh my God, I forgot how big she is. Ah! Oh man, come on Janet, you don't want to be in this tub. Okay. There you go. There she is, Janet, the common snapping turtle. So, like Unit, we haven't been feeding Janet because she's obese. So this time of year, common snapping turtles throughout their natural range wouldn't have been eating. That's what we did for her. We've been keeping her gradually cooling down, but on the warmer days in the barn, she was actually climbing out of this. So not a place for her to be if she doesn't have to be in here. So we're going to go actually release her into the pond that Unit is hibernating in right now. And it's a milder day, so it's perfectly safe to do this, and it's actually a milder week. So she'll just continue to naturally, go down into a winter rest, which is exactly what you want from them. You don't want to shock them. Here we go.
I'm not doing the part with her head.
Well, she keeps turning, so it's a guessing game who gets the head.
Oh my God.
I know. Yeah.
We're gonna have to take some breaks.
We are.
I'm one-handing this.
We gotta walk across the property with her, so.
Okay, break time.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep. A lot better than a tub, right? Janet was only in there because that's where we thought she needed to be. But she doesn't need any more extra care from us now. She can go into here, sleep for the winter, which I so wish I could do. And we'll see her in Unit in the spring. And around that time is when Chief Brody, the alligator snapper, is gonna have to come back out here. Because remember, he's indoors, because he does have to put weight on. Janet does not. She's feisty. Oh, man. Okay. Take care, Janet. See you in the spring. Ouchie. Okay, let's get back to work. How's our little farm doing? Little farm tour for you guys. Cow, goats, chickens, done. All right, so now I can get rid of Janet's tub, which is great because it'll allow me room to work, because right here is where Iris is gonna go in her new home. The big reveal, but not really. This is how far I've gotten with this. This is our brand new enclosure from the one and only Toad Ranch Cages. We have done a ton of videos and builds with Jared and Denny Lynn and everybody over at this amazing company in the last like 2 years now. Well, this is yet another build that they have sent us. It is 8 feet long. There's a lot of really cool new things that are gonna be going in this, and I am so over the top excited. When you guys are done watching this video, make sure you use the link in the description to go shop anything over at Toad Ranch. That even includes lighting, because this is, in our opinion, the absolute best that you can do for your reptiles and amphibians and invertebrates when it comes to housing them indoors. So what I've done so far is I've installed the lighting. I've got UVB going in, which is Arcadia, some of the best out there. I've also got the Jungle Dawn LED LED going in for really bright lighting, because Iris is a desert dwelling tortoise, so she needs really bright light. And I've also got 2 heat lamps installed so that she has all the proper heat she needs in here so she can bask and thermoregulate. So what I need to do is get these turned on. I am never prepared. We gotta go to the store. We gotta pick up an extension cord. Come on. So this is a great time to tell you guys a little bit about Toad Ranch, but we have an entire playlist of all the builds that we've done with them, so you guys can learn so much about their products, what's on their website, how to put these enclosures together, and all the cool accessories that come with them. But this is really awesome stuff, and as I've said it before, they're not just another PVC reptile enclosure. This stuff is seriously durable, but also lightweight. It just looks beautiful. So even if you don't have a reptile room or a building like we have, you can literally have them essentially design for you a piece of furniture that's gonna look unbelievable under your TV or in any room of the house, and people won't even realize that they're looking at a reptile enclosure until they get right up to it. That's how incredible their products are. So I'm really, really stoked about this one. I mean, I've loved every single one of the ones we've done, but giving Iris this brand new home is really special to us because she's very special and her story is amazing. Got it. All right, I got the surge protector. I needed one with a 90-degree right angle plug because this needs to go as far back as it can. So because I forgot to do this, I've got to move this somehow and figure out where the plug even is at this point. All right, you might need to help me. I might need to swing this out. You know what, let me see. So professional.
Listen.
Was that you?
It was just an email.
So we're using the Arcadia D3 fluorescent dragon bulb, 14% UVB. This is excellent for species of tortoise like Texas tortoises, Egyptian tortoises, Greek tortoises, any of those more drier dwelling tortoise types for indoor keeping. This is really strong, awesome UVB that replicates the really bright, sunny locations that they occur in nature. This is also an Arcadia product. This is a 100-watt basking bulb. It's a mercury vapor, so it provides both UVB and UVA. For For that back corner, I'm gonna install another Arcadia product. This is also for basking, but it doesn't emit light. It only emits heat, but it's a deep heat. So it gets the entire animal warm. So you're gonna put something like rocks underneath that so that those warm up as well. And then this way the tortoise's entire body can warm up, because there's been studies done, particularly by the Tortoise Trust, where these outdated basking bulbs that we tend to use will only warm one spot on the animal. And when you're doing that, they don't get to reach optimal temperature and you can end up with digestive problems. This is my favorite part. Well, one of my favorite parts. Putting on the signature Toad Ranch frame. Cool. So Toad Ranch is always full of surprises, and not only did they create a brand new home for Iris, the Texas tortoise, but they also made a home for my reptile books. And I'm gonna put them all up here, dress it up with maybe some lights and some plants, and this whole thing is just gonna be epic. All right, the first layer of substrate is in, and it's just a nice organic mix of sand, topsoil, coconut coir, cypress mulch, all kinds of stuff like that, because we want this to be bioactive. So this is the base, very safe for her. It's a little bit heavier on the sand, which makes a lot of sense for an arid dwelling tortoise species. So before I put the final layer of substrate in, which is really cool stuff I want to tell you about, I want to figure out where things are going to go, like the rocks for basking areas and plants. So here we go. So we've got these really cool pieces of wood that have been dressed up with fake plants. My father-in-law, Casey's dad, actually found this for us, and we're super excited to use it. He's always thinking maybe they can use stuff like this in their enclosures. And well, this I think is going to be perfect for little Iris, because it looks like something that would be in a desert-like environment. It's kind of sparse looking, rigid, and that's kind of stuff that you see in these areas of Texas and Mexico where this species comes from. So we do have to cut them up so that they'll fit, and you know, we're just gonna have some fun here. Oh, pack it off and have it coming out of the corner.
Yeah.
Casey had a good idea, didn't you?
I did.
Make it look like it's coming out of the Kona. Nice. So we got the first piece in, but now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually use the limb that I cut off this piece, because what we're trying to do is create an overhanging area, because what pretty much all tortoises do is they look for sparse shrubbery where the sunlight comes through the branches and the leaves, so that they don't have to fully expose their bodies to predators and being noticed, but they can go just underneath these shrubs and plants, and the sunlight coming through is enough to warm them up so that they can go about their business. They don't always like to just completely expose themselves, because these animals can get eaten by things like birds too. It's not just about mammals and even people taking them. It's about staying hidden from birds. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm creating this little area for her, this little nook, so that she can use that instinct. Bring it out a little bit so that she can get around it. More aesthetics. Came out here to grab some of these rocks that match the destination backdrop that Toad Ranch did in this Texas tortoise enclosure, because we're going to create depth and of course areas for Iris to bask. Let's get a couple more. So I purposely put this heat lamp right here because in this backdrop that they did, there's a lot of rocks right here. So this would be a good area that reptiles like tortoises and even lizards or snakes would bask, because the rocks are going to retain the heat. The animals learn this because they learn their home range and all the different nooks and crannies about it. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to basically promote this area more. Texas tortoises are a member of the famous American genus of tortoises called Gophorus, alongside the gopher tortoise, the desert tortoises, Bolson's tortoises. The Texas tortoise is the smallest of them all. They barely ever get to 8 inches or a little bit above that. In fact, Iris is really only like 6.5, 7 inches, and she's an older tortoise, fully grown. So although she's part of that genus Gophorus, she's not as much of a burrower as, say, a gopher tortoise would be. So they don't create these really deep, long burrows. However, they do create scrapes or smaller burrows. So in Iris's older enclosure, she really liked using these. I would recess them down into the ground, and she would kind of use them as a form to start her little mini burrow. So I'm gonna give that right back to her so that she can feel as comfortable as she wants at any time. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put the final layer of substrate in, and we're gonna be using some really cool stuff. This is Exoterra's Stone Desert that's set up to be bioactive, so it goes well in a bioactive environment, and it's great for desert or arid dwelling reptiles. A Texas tortoise would do fantastic in this. It is easy for them to burrow into, and it's extremely naturalistic looking. I got 2 different colors because I wanna add a little bit more character to it. So we have Sonoran Ochre and we have Outback Red. So I'm gonna add a little bit more character by mixing these 2 together. It'll play into the warm tones in the background and really create a nice natural type environment for her. So here we go. Look at how awesome that stuff is. Beautiful color, beautiful consistency. Sand and gravel is important for so many different types of reptiles. Long gone are the days where you should fear things like sand and gravel, because when it comes to tortoises especially, just about every single species occurs on some degree of it in nature. So I'm really happy to use this stuff. I got it through my friend Alan over at Major League Exotic Pets. So if you guys are in the central New Jersey area, or even not too far from there, definitely stop by Alan's shop, because he has all of the most amazing reptile products you can possibly get your hands on, and so much more. We recently did a video there, so you guys can check that out. Last but not least, of course, a water dish, because even arid dwelling animals absolutely need access to water regularly. And let me tell you, Iris, she loves bath time. So we're gonna put it right in here. Make sure it's level. Okay. So here she is, Iris, the female Texas tortoise. Now, Texas tortoises, not something you often see, and that's because the Gophorus species as a whole in the United States is highly protected. There's no quota on them, taking them from the wild, and there's really no legal sale of them. Iris has an interesting and amazing backstory. She was found walking around in Colorado. The species doesn't come from Colorado, and it appears that she was actually hit with something like a hammer. That might sound crazy to you guys, but let me tell you something. Without going into detail, as a kid, one of my favorite box turtle spots that we would go to see them, you wouldn't believe what some of the other kids would do to these animals, and hammers were some of their favorite things to use. Unfortunately, this kind of stuff still goes on. It's very possible that a bigger animal stepped on her, but it's awfully suspicious in how a hammer kind of just seems to fit right there. But it hit nothing vital, and Iris is perfectly healthy. She came to us in 2017 from the Colorado Reptile Rescue. They needed a home for her. She obviously could not go to the wild because nobody knew where she came from and when she came from there. So she's got a new, brand new, forever home thanks to Toad Ranch. So let's not waste any more time and get her in. There you go, girl. Oh, she looks awesome in there already. So once again, Toad Ranch has come through and done something far beyond anybody's expectations, if you ask me. They make an unbelievable product. So I'm gonna say it one more time. When you're done watching this video, go use the link in the description of it to shop everything at Toad Ranch, because you should always be looking to do the absolute top notch for your animals. And look at this thing. I mean, it's got everything that this animal needs to get it through winter. You can have outdoor enclosures ready for your animals, and then in the winter, if they're species that don't naturally hibernate or can't survive your area in the winter, you can bring them back into something like this, and you're essentially giving them a piece of nature. So one more time, thank you, Jared and Denny Lynn. This is absolutely incredible. Thank you for giving our Texas tortoise a home, and of course our books. We've got a lot more work to do on this wall. The work is never done here at Garden State Tortoise, but this is just one more amazing piece added to this wonderful building, and we couldn't have done it without Toad Ranch.